How's it going, folks? It's Joe. I'm here right after my run in Texas. This is a park near my place in Austin. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous area to run. Um, and today I wanted to share with you three things. Number one, some realizations I've had about what the Spotted Joe is, where it's going. Realization about where I've been, and a realization about where I'm going to be. So it's essentially like a whole picture of what it's been, what it is, and what it's going to be. It's pretty simple. In the past, I was exploring. I was figuring out what I wanted and where I wanted to be, and a little bit scared of making a couple jumps. There was a jump at one point where I met with this guy named Frank Sasso. He created the original The Spotted Joe logo, and I actually altered it a little bit, so he created most of it. Um, and he also created the Chester the Cheetah logo for Cheetos. And he's a pretty good artist. He didn't even graduate high school, but he's very well accomplished. So he's good. He's adept as an entrepreneur, which I think is pretty cool. And you might be asking, why am I bringing him up? And I'll tell you, I'm bringing him up because I met him in exchange for me creating a 3D model of a character that he was pitching for uh, a new a cartoon. He made me three. Well, he made me two brands. One of them was that brand. He promised to make me three. He made me two, um, and we ended up. Um, the prompt I gave him was, I want to make a brand where I can experiment and live my life to the fullest while it's still being under one brand and not having to make several. And he made me the Spotted Joe. And I didn't realize the potential because I used it as a blog and a vlog, but I hadn't thought about using it for more. I hadn't thought about using it for everything. I hadn't thought about using it for um, for my graphic design firm, for my bookbinding business, my journal creating business, for uh, for everything else. You know, I hadn't thought about using it for these things. I'd only thought about using it for my blog, and everything else is under different stuff. So, fast forward to today, I've tried several businesses, and some of them were successful, some of them weren't, and many of them could have been very much more successful if I had put more energy into it, and I gave up on a lot of them too quickly, realizing now that I could have just morphed them, and that the problem was that I was fighting myself in the process, that I wasn't letting the process go free. So now I'm realizing that in the future, what I need to do is I need to create the business in my mind first. I need to make sure, because what is outside you reflects what is inside you. It's a tenet that's well known in tarot cards, and it's well known in business and in branding and in psychology, that your surroundings reflect reflect who you are inside, and the way you perceive the world is often your own choosing. And I've in the future, what this will be is my passions and my my excitement for my surroundings, for my passions, will be reflected on my surroundings. So my purpose, which is to help you guys unleash your passions and live life to the fullest. You may have heard this purpose reflected in different ways in all the things I do. I reflected it in Project Unchained by sharing uh, how it was important for me to help you unchain yourself and live life to the fullest. That was the phrase I used. I did it in Vigor Visuals in the Spot for Design, which is what it was later called, by sharing how I'm using graphic design to take obstacles out of your path to create your business, to help you unleash your passions to the fullest. And in the Spot of Joe and Book Off Books, I shared how self-awareness is a great way to clear yourself and align yourself to your fullest path and live life to the fullest. I said it in different ways, and inside it was stemming from the same place, and that place was my purpose for myself and for others is to help bring passion into the world, to help loosen up the blocks that we all put in our path, and help everybody live life to the fullest, have the courage, have the passion, have the desire, and make the world a more fulfilling and passionate place. And that's what the Spot of Joe will be going forward. It's not just going to be a blog or a vlog. Not all, but many of the projects I've done in the past, such as DIY with Joe, such as Project Unchained, Book Off Books, which I'm working on now, Vigor Visuals / The Spot for Design. All these things, the names are going to go away, and the things will remain. The things that I've done will remain, and I'll be incorporating them into who I am now, because who I am is not what I do. And in America, that's a question we ask a lot. We ask, what do you do? And we usually answer, oh, I program. Oh, I am a travel blogger. Oh, I like to clean houses for a living. But that's not who you are at a deeper level. Like, why do you like to clean houses? Do you like to see the smiles on the family's face when they come home to a clean house? Do you program because you really you have a passion for innovation and driving technology forward? Like, why? You know, and that's the reason that you do it. And when people see that reason, I've found they'll be willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. They'll be willing to spend more. I mean, look at Apple. These headphones are godsend, by the way. I love them so much. So their products are quality, but why else would I be willing to pay so much for headphones? And I'm filming this on my iPhone 10. Why would I be willing to pay for that so much? Because, well, they have a purpose behind their business. They're not just trying to make you buy their stuff because it's quality. They have a emotion. They have an emotional drive. And a lot of companies don't really have a purpose from a deeper level, and a lot of people aren't in touch with their deeper level purpose. And because I feel it's my duty to share that and to help you guys do that. So you'll see a new website. Everything's going to be organized in a different way. It's essentially going to be like an overarching The Spot of Joe, and then categories for the specific pathways, like kind of like on the Apple website, you see, iPhone, iTunes, Mac, etc. It's going to be a similar thing. It's going to be, here's me, here's my purpose, and here's the specific things I do to fulfill that purpose. Because I'm changing. I'm changing from a what oriented person to a why oriented person, and I want you to come along on the journey and really be in touch with my why, and be in touch with the search for passion and the search for purpose. So I wish you the best. I hope this reaches you, and I will see you soon.